Now, the puzzle doesn't come to an end once you've started sending up your streak of crystal clears. What you can do is start moving white pieces over to the right to try and carry it on. First thing you want to try and do is sort of link up the pieces that you have left on the board. So now I can see all my pieces are in one solid block. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start dragging blacks up to the top. Now I can start moving white pieces into their place. And again, start moving them along. I'm going to have sort of two halves to my board. One part is going to be black and one part is going to be brown. And I'm also going to have a small path of blacks on this left hand side, otherwise things just get trapped. Now the reason I'm doing this is so I can take any piece that spawns anywhere on the board, and through the brown I can move it down as far as I want, and then in the black part I can move it up as far as I want. So it just really simplifies the movement process. Another thing you want to make sure of is always try to fill in the top and the bottom first, because they're typically the most awkward ones. Oops. As if, for example, you have lots of pieces at the bottom of the board or the top of the board, then it becomes quite awkward to reach those gaps. So that's why you want to try and leave the middle of the board till last wherever possible. And also try and move things across in the shortest possible distance. So I would never take this white piece and move it right up to the very top. And the same, I wouldn't take this white piece that spawns at the top and move it right down to the very bottom. I would take this white piece and I would move that over to the bottom, and then I would say take the next piece, put that above that, and take this piece, put it at the top, take this piece, put it just below that at the top, and I'd progress like that. Because otherwise you're really going to increase the distance that you're travelling with pieces. So just to do my final column, although I would advise you to just, on this crit, I'm just going to do this for the purposes of the video. Notice, like I said, I'm not trying to take this piece from the bottom, try and figure out how do I get this all the way up to the top. Do a bit of figure of 8 there. Again with this one, figure of 8 all the way to the top. Instead, I'm just going to take what's at the top and I'm going to take it across to the top. Similarly here, this is at the top, so I'm going to place it at the top. This is the bottom, so I'm going to place it at the bottom. You always want to try and maintain these paths, so don't try and come up with a new path for every piece that you move. Try to come up with a path that you can move 3 or 4 different pieces along. That's what's going to give you a lot of speed at the end of the puzzle.